Welcome to the AME television show, everybody. I have a great show for you guys. Now, we are going to be doing a couple of Skype interviews today, which I'm really excited about. I love this ability to talk to some great artists from across the country. Now, if you've missed anything or you want to check us out, go to www.theamemagazine.com. We're also on a couple of different social media platforms. We're on Facebook, which is facebook.com/The AME Experience, and Twitter, which is @Doubt Studios. Now, our first guest is AJ Lee. She's joining us on Skype from California. AJ Lee is 19 years old, and she's already been nominated Best Female Vocalist for Bluegrass 9 times. Do you believe that? She's been performing for just about over 10 years and has already won it 9 times. So that means she's doing something right. And she's going to be talking to us about her full-length album that is self-titled AJ Lee, and some of the songs that you're going to be able to experience there. I think you guys are going to really like this album, and we're going to talk to her about her career and her album right now. So let's go to Skype and talk to AJ Lee, and we'll be right back after. Hey everybody, we're back with AJ Lee. She is a 7-time Female Vocalist of the Year. She's 19 years old. She's a bluegrass artist, and she just released her self-titled full album, AJ Lee. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So at a young age, you've been able to do a lot in the industry of music. What kind of got you started into music, and what made it so passionate for you?
Well, I got started into music because on my mother's side, her family was always very musical. My grandfather played stride piano, my aunt plays harp, and my uncles all really play some sort of instrument and sing. So my mom was really the one who got me involved in music and taught me how to sing and started me off singing some old country songs.
What age was it when you started?
I think she had me start really singing tunes around 4, but she'd always tried to teach me to sing as early as possible, even when I could just sing a little note.
Well, I can see the benefit of that, because if you start out small, you train your voice for as you get older. I've seen from myself, I'm not a good singer at all, believe me, but I know that from what it was like when I was like singing tunes to my friends and stuff like that as a kid in high school to what it is now, it's a big difference. It's harder. So do you see any benefit of it helping you along the way, learning at a younger age, and do you actually think that maybe we should do that if the kids are maybe more inclined to music?
Oh, I definitely feel like it's very beneficial to start out young, because when you start out younger, you're more able to take in information and sort of process it a lot quicker than you are when you get older. And it definitely has benefited me, because just being able to learn what notes sound like and finding pitch, it's really helped me along the way. And I think it's helped me progress a lot faster. And I also believe it should be kind of encouraged when kids are younger. I was never forced to sing or play any sort of instrument. My mom actually sort of made it a game. She would play this game with me in the car where she would say, "Hey, AJ, let's find this note. Ah." And I would be in a car seat in the back, and I'd go, "Ah." So it'd be kind of like a fun game, and that kept me with the music.
Well, I think that kids should probably learn to do some type of instrument, even if they don't want to pursue it as some type of career. It's amazing what it can do for your body, your ability to learn, and even improve your grades in school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely.
I don't think we embrace our youth with that type of stuff, because we think that it's not academics, it's not reading, writing, and arithmetic. So therefore, it's just kind of like extra fun stuff. But I tell you, when I was in my art classes, it really helped me out a lot of different things. And not every kid's supposed to be a jock or anything like that. So, it gives them something to take part in and feel like they're expressing themselves and be creative along the way.
Yeah, I also, along with that, I feel like music and any sort of arts, it helps create a bond with other people, maybe like networking or some kind of communication, some sort of connection that people can have, especially with playing music. It's like a non-verbal connection. Music can connect people in ways without you having to know the same language.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things I'm really interested in, and I don't see too many people that actually sing bluegrass. Now, there is a difference between country and bluegrass, even though they are kind of similar at the same time. What's the difference?
Well, when people ask me that question, I kind of just say, well, bluegrass is sort of like country, but we don't have drums, and it's a little more mountainous, I would say, for bluegrass.
Because I personally like it myself, and I don't see too many people that it's not as popular out there anymore. I don't know if it's because of the fact that country's kind of involved into this new form of like rock and alternative rock and stuff like that, but I think bluegrass is really the contemporary heart of country.
Oh, I definitely agree. I feel like it's more of the heart. It's where a lot of music branched off from. I feel like it's maybe not as popular because there's this negative stigma that can stick with it. Being sort of like born out of the Appalachian Mountains in the South, it kind of is like a hokey kind of music to some people. And I feel like just those who don't really take the time to really listen to it, they think it's more like a goofy kind of music for just like dancing around and having fun.
What made you choose bluegrass over country, or vice versa? Do you play both?
I play a little bit of both. I think a lot of bluegrass musicians do play some sort of country because they go kind of hand in hand. Like Merle Haggard, he would sing a lot of country songs, and it's connected to some bluegrass. I got involved in bluegrass because my mom was involved with some country bands with some friends, and we went to a pizzeria for an open mic one time, and she had me sing a tune. She held me up to the mic. I was too small to reach it, and it just so happens that there is the director of the Kids on Bluegrass program, or Kids on Stage program for the CBA, and he heard me sing, and he really wanted me to get involved in his program, and so he talked to my mom, and he said, hey, you should really come to this Bluegrass Festival Father's Day weekend. I think you guys would really like it. And so we went, and that's how it all started.
You know, I have a friend that's really big into country, and he loves the classic country. I'm talking, you know, stuff from the 50s and 60s and you know, the classic sounds and just the way it is. And I hear this from a bunch of different people, and I have a bunch of different takes on it because I have people that like, you know, today's country and typical country, but they believe that country is losing its identity, and you see a lot of country crossovers. So it's, you know, where people that want to be pop stars, but the pop genre is so saturated with people that it's hard for them to be able to just break into it. So they get into country, and then they kind of break into the pop, kind of like Taylor Swift. And then you see people like all these new bands out there that are like really kind of alternative rock, picking up country. What's your take on it? What do you think is happening to the country music? Is this good for the industry? Should they maybe try to define themselves a little bit better so it kind of doesn't take country down? What's your take on this?
Well, my take, it's really hard to say because I listen to a lot of new country material, and I listen to it, and the first thing I think is, well, that's not country, that's definitely rock or some sort of pop. I feel like modern country has definitely lost its identity in the sense that, I mean, in my opinion, no offense to country, but I feel like it's always about, you know, your tractor or your girl or your dog or something about that. And I feel like since it's been a popular subject to incorporate all those, just people have been playing off it and just kind of blowing that whole idea out of proportion and like drinking beer and like having a great time staying out past the sun. And I think incorporating that with the popular popular pop sounds, they just kind of want to throw something together that'll make the most money and get more people to have a good time to it. I feel like a lot of rootsy country has been kind of left aside for the more modern party kind of country.
Well, it's nice to be able to hear all the different opinions, especially for people that are in this particular industry. And it, you know, I didn't really see too much of that until I really kind of studied a little bit more. And I'm like, yeah, it really has completely lost its way from when it first started out, and that's kind of a shame. You know, one of the things that I love is old time music. I love like the 50s and 60s rock and roll and the bubblegum music and the doo-wop. And I'm starting to see that it's gone. And I think we need to keep these particular sounds inside of all of our kids and our future youth, so that way they can see the variety of music that was out there and how we evolved to this particular point in time.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
So, do you write your own songs at all too?
I do. I write a decent amount of my songs. Recently, I've been trying to write some more. I actually moved to Santa Cruz. I'm living in Santa Cruz now. I moved in January. I moved here because I wanted to be in a different environment, kind of move away from home, kind of try things out on my own, see if I get any more inspiration, see what works out, because I want to focus on songwriting and getting a little more life experience, because I'm really interested in it. I started writing when I was I wrote my first song when I was 12. And just ever since then, I just thought it was like an art form. I really like writing, and just putting music to it is really interesting to me.
Now, getting more life experience, is that what you're trying to do, like experience life so you can infuse it into your music and make it more relatable to people?
Yeah, and I definitely want to have the life experience to be able to be relatable, because I feel like, at least in my opinion, like when you're more relatable, people will like to listen to your material more because, it's relatable and people will want to listen to it. That's not really too much of my focus, though. I'm not trying to be super relatable to people, because I still want to say my own story, and I want to incorporate my own ideas into my songs. But I feel like being on my own, it sort of puts me, it kind of makes me a little fish in a bigger ocean, I guess you could say.
I totally get that. And you know what the great thing about life experiences is that you're going to have tons of them, and it never gets old. You're always going to find out something. Just when you say, man, I think I've seen it all, somebody comes out there and whips one at you, and it's like, wow, I guess I didn't see it all. So it keeps you on your toes, but you can also learn from other people's experiences, is what I've learned. And you can, if you people watch and just kind of sit there and see how people react to people and how they react to different situations, you can learn a lot from that too and incorporate that into music, because that kind of makes it relatable, and you don't even have to go through it sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was actually at a coffee shop a few days ago, and I was just sitting there, and it was a warm day. I was sitting there drinking a coffee, and I was just looking around at people and seeing, well, what can I describe about these people, at least in this environment, and just anywhere you can just write about anything.
And one of the things I love about music is sometimes when you're feeling down or you're super excited, it seems like a song comes on and it like speaks to you. And it can also be a great form of, in my opinion, like it's the only real time machine that we have, because it can blast you back 25 years. It could blast you back 2 years into an experience that maybe brings us some comfort at that point in time. What do you think about that with music, and have you experienced that yourself?
I definitely have experienced that. That actually brings up a point that someone asked me recently. I was teaching at a music camp in San Diego, and someone brought up a really good question. They were asking, why don't more songwriters write modern lyrics to older tunes? So they were asking, like, there's the bluegrass tunes that have the traditional, like, 3 chords and the bluegrass melody, but why don't people write modern lyrics talking about phones and texting and cars and all that? And I think that was a really good point that they brought up. The only way I could respond was maybe it was like a time kind of clash. Like, you have this old style with these modern lyrics, and it kind of would conflict. And I feel like having the folky kind of old sound kind of brings people back and kind of takes people away from modern reality, and it gives them sort of an escape.
That's a great answer. That was really good. You probably got put on the spot too, so that's a good that's a good zinger for it.
Well, thank you.
So tell me a little bit about how you've won 7 times best. Let's see here, 7 times best female vocalist. That's pretty intense to have. 7 times. I mean, sometimes it's hard enough to win 1, but you won it 7 times. What did you have to do to get this particular acclamation?
Well, the NCBS, I've kind of been parallelly, I don't know if that's a word, but I've been involved with the NCBS almost as much as I have been with the CBA, because it's a lot of the same members going back and forth. And since I've been involved in Bluegrass since I was really young, I'm kind of known more around the Bluegrass community. And really, I think I've been performing a lot, and people like the stuff that I perform, and a lot of the votes are based off of member votes. So whoever nominates who, it just kind of depends on what the community likes. And so apparently, I guess people still like me.
Now, best vocalist, I mean, everybody can compare themselves to somebody else, even though you are your own identity. If you had to try to describe your style of music to anybody, as far as in terms of somebody that's made it on top of what you're doing now, who would you most likely resemble your sound to?
Yeah, it's a hard question for me to answer. Maybe it's because I don't really try to think about who I sound like too much. I'd hope that I'd sound unique, but I know that people have told me. There's actually an article on Mother Jones magazine that says, could this kid be the next Alison Krauss? So I guess you could say a lot of people have compared me to a younger Alison Krauss.
And who have you admired growing up that helped inspire you with your own music? I mean, we all have that person. You know, with me, it's always been Disney and Ansel Adams, which are two completely different people. But on the other hand, you know, we have those people. Who has it been for you?
Oh, well, growing up, I mean, I really fell in love with the band called the Isaacs. They were a bluegrass gospel family band, and I just fell in love with them. Their harmonies were so tight, and they just had so much soul. That really helped me with my singing. I'm unsure if they wrote their own songs. I'm assuming they did, but I'm unsure. But just the soul that they put in their music, you can feel it. You could feel it when they sang. Anything they sang that came out of their mouth, you could feel how much effort they were putting into it. And I was really inspired to try and be genuine, well, as genuine as I can, and to put that much soul into it. Songwriting I didn't really have too many influences songwriting. It just kind of was a new idea to me, and I tried to pick it up on my own. But vocally, the Isaacs were always my number one.
So tell us a little bit about your new self-titled album, A.J. Lee. What can people expect when they hear this new release you got?
I could tell people that they could expect to hear a variety of maybe genre, but definitely sound. We have a lot of instrumentation on it, a decent amount of production. We have older tunes. We have Hickory Wind. We have some country tunes, Merle Haggard, the California Cotton Fields. And also we put kind of a little twist on the Just One Look song. It sort of has like a more islandy feel, I guess you could say. Just a big variety of cover songs.
Interesting. What made you choose these particular songs?
I think what we went with when we were choosing the songs was, at least I know for Hickory Wind and Miss Ohio, I had performed those previously, and they had really good crowd reception. So a lot of people always requested Hickory Wind. Every show I played, they just, oh, go crazy for Hickory Wind. So we had to put that one on the CD. The other ones, like Just One Look, and Wait a Minute, I feel like we kind of experimented with that. Well, these are good songs. Let's see how they do.
Even though that you have a cover song, sometimes you can make it tell a story. Does your particular CD tell a story?
I feel like it does tell a story. It's been brought up before that a lot of the songs, they're different. They represent different places nationally. Like there's California Cotton Fields, Miss Ohio, and a lot of different states. I feel like it's sort of like traveling around different states, but also keeping a good old California theme.
Well, AJ, we're just about out of time, so I really want to thank you for coming on. How can people find your CD, find out about your music, and maybe some tours that you have coming up?
Well, people can go check out my website, aisalee.com. It's my real name, AISSA Lee.com. And I'm also on Instagram, and I also play around locally with my current bluegrass band, my local bluegrass band, Blue Summit. We have a Facebook page. A lot of my gigs will be on there, so you can find out anything you need to find out from there.
Well, thank you for coming on. This has been a blast.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, but
Limo Bob builds, sells, and rents the world's finest, longest, and most exotic limousines in the world. We provide every imaginable vehicle, from a 4-passenger town car to a 10-passenger Bentley Rolls and a Hummer for $20. We even have a one-of-a-kind 727 jet limo. And we offer a complete consulting package where Limo Bob comes to your location and shares 3 decades of experience in 3 days with you. Call 708-945-LIMO and visit limobob.com.
All right, everybody, we are back, and I had the opportunity to catch up with Jennifer Trabucco from Constellation Productions when she was on vacation here at the Boardwalk, which is a Disney resort. She's going to be telling us about all the amazing things that she has coming up for us. So if you're in the New Jersey area, I guarantee you'll be able to go see any one of these performances. She has Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and she has a possibility of maybe coming back here to Disney Springs to perform as well. And I don't know if that's going to be this year or next year, but I really hope that they do, because I really enjoy her creativity and her productions that she puts on. So let's go to the Boardwalk and talk to Jennifer Trabucco about Constellation Productions and what they have coming up. We'll be right back after this.
Hey guys, we are here at the Boardwalk, and I ran into our friend Jennifer Trabucco. You remember her last time she came down here to perform, but this time she's just on vacation. But we're going to talk to her about her acting company up in Jersey. So welcome to the show.
Nice to be back.
So tell us a little bit about what you have going on and what you've done since you were down here last time.
Well, Constellation has done a lot since we've been down at Disney. We had 2 productions last summer. We had a musical called First Date, and we did a play called 5 Women Wearing the Same Dress. And actually, one of the big things in Constellation is that we like to donate part of our proceeds, and with those shows, we actually donated to a 24/7 women's shelter that was in the area, a local women's shelter. So we were really, really lucky and fortunate to be able to do that. Then every year we do a winter showcase. This year, actually, coming up, we have our 2nd annual summer musical. We're going to be doing Jekyll and Hyde, and then we are doing something new this year. In addition to our winter musical, we're going to be doing a winter showcase. We're going to be doing a summer showcase. And this is going to be a little bit different because it's going to kind of follow a storyline similar to how we did the Disney showcase here in Walt Disney World. So it's going to be a bunch of different songs. It's kind of going to give a little bit of a storyline, but not too much because it's not a complete show. But it's going to be a collection of songs different than the winter musical, because in the winter musical, winter showcase, we do, people just audition with whatever song they have, and then for this, it's going to be they audition for a specific song. So.
Tell us a little bit about Jekyll and Hyde. That's always been one of my favorite horror stories, and it really kind of isn't a horror story. It's got a sci-fi twist to it. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what we're going to be expecting with that.
Well, Jekyll and Hyde is a wonderful musical. It's a very dark musical, similar to something along the lines of Sweeney Todd. And what's interesting is that the role of Jekyll and Hyde is played by the same guy. So there's even this one song where he's like singing to himself. So he does the whole like turn back, and it's really cool. There's going to be a lot of cool lighting effects that we're going to be doing. A bunch of really interesting stuff. Our director, Tyler Burns, he's going to be doing a lot of stuff. He has this wonderful artistic direction that he's looking to go for it. We're super excited about it. It's going to be a great show, and we're all really excited to bring on this. It's a very tough show to put on, but we're ready for the challenge.
What's going to be one of the most key things to make it a amazing play? Is it going to be the acting? Is it going to be the lighting? Or is it going to be a combination of everything? Because it's got to be powerful yet makes you think at the same time.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
Well, in anything in theater, everything coming together is important. However, the way that I view it, I've done acting, I've done directing. Personally, I feel like what makes a show is the cast. You can have absolutely everything perfect. You can have lighting, sound, costumes, everything be phenomenal. But if you have one person who isn't fully in it, or if you have somebody who was miscast, the show's not going to be what it should be. I've seen shows that have had that are black boxes, that don't have any kind of costumes, sets, props, lighting, anything. And it's been great shows because they've had these phenomenal actors and actresses on stage. So I think the big thing for us is we need to find the perfect Jekyll and Hyde.
So if somebody wants to actually audition for the Constellations, how would they go about doing so?
Well, we have open auditions. They're going to be coming up, I think they're on June 2nd, and then callbacks are going to be June 3rd. We are located at the Middletown Arts Center, which is in Middletown, New Jersey. And I mean, if somebody is in the area, wants to audition, if they can't make auditions, we can always accept video submissions to our website. Well, our email is on the website, so you can submit it through the email, which is found on our website.
And of course, what if somebody wants to hire your company to be performing maybe at a local theater or anything else anywhere in the country? Are you able to do that?
Yes, most definitely. If somebody would want to hire us for anything or ask us to come down to a special performance, they could contact us through the email, which is on our website. Our email is inquiries@constellationproductioncompany.com, and our website is www.constellationproductioncompany.com.
Well, Jennifer, I thank you for coming out here and having some fun with us. Please go have some fun at this boardwalk, and we will see you next time.
The AM/FM 24/7 Roku channel broadcasts all of our shows on demand. To ensure reliability, we store and stream our content on the same servers as Netflix and Amazon. Our Roku channel is free to use, and anyone owning one of the more than 10 million Roku devices can watch our channel at no cost whatsoever. If you have a television show or are thinking about producing a show, you can be a part of AM/FM 24/7's Roku channel. Watch our great shows on your Roku device. It's free and more reliable than cable TV.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. I hope that you enjoyed all the guests that we had today. I know that they enjoyed talking to you, and we have so many great people and places to go see in the upcoming shows, so please keep checking us out. And if you happen to miss anything, don't worry about it. All you have to do is go to www.the AME magazine. Our television show, our radio show, and our magazine are all archived up there, so you won't miss anything. Now, if you happen to miss our radio show or have never experienced our radio show, join us every Friday and Saturday on AM/FM 247 Broadcasting Network, Radio Love, and of course, WKLAP.com. And see what we have. We've had some amazing celebrities coming up here. They're telling us about their stories, their new projects, their careers. They've done it. You can do it too. We've also had a lot of great artists. We've had a lot of great entrepreneurs and a lot of great information up there. And I'm so proud of what we've been able to do and how we've grown over the last couple of years. So check us out if you get a chance. And until then, guys, keep those creative juices flowing. We will be back next week with some more great people, more great places, and we will see you on the road.
Like, OMG, you were on TV and junk.